In the wilderness, as Israel journeyed onward from Sinai, the people began to complain about their hardships. Their words of discontent rose up to the ears of the Lord. The Lord's anger blazed out against them, for they had forgotten his mighty deeds, how he delivered them from Egypt, gave them manna to eat, and dwelt among them in the cloud of glory. In righteous judgment, the Lord kindled a fire at the edge of the camp. The flames consumed part of the outskirts, scorching the tents and striking fear into all the people. The Israelites cried out to Moses. In compassion for his people, Moses prayed to the Lord, interceding for them as their shepherd and leader. And the Lord, ever merciful, heard Moses' plea. The fire died down. That place was called Taberah, meaning burning, because the fire of the Lord had burned among them there. Yet even after this warning, the complaining did not cease. Among them were the riffraff, the mixed multitude, who began to feel an intense craving. Their longing for the foods of Egypt spread like a contagion of discontent.
If only we had meat to eat. We remember the fish we ate in Egypt without cost, the cucumbers, melons, leeks, onions, and garlic. But now our strength is dried up and there's nothing at all but this manna to look at.
The manna itself was the miraculous bread God had given them, like coriander seed, pale yellow in color. The people would gather it and grind it between millstones or pound it in mortars. They cooked it in pots and made it into cakes, which tasted like cakes baked with oil. When the dew fell on the camp at night, the manna fell with it. But instead of receiving it with gratitude, they grumbled. Moses heard the people weeping at the entrances of their tents, families wailing in every household. The Lord became exceedingly angry, and Moses himself was deeply distressed.
Why do you treat your servant so badly? Why are you so displeased with me that you burden me with all this people? Was it I who conceived all this people or gave them birth, that you tell me to carry them at my bosom like a nurse carrying an infant? Where can I get meat to give to all this people? They keep wailing to me, "Give us meat to eat." I cannot carry all this people by myself. The burden is too heavy for me. If this is the way you will deal with me, please do me the favor of killing me at once so that I need no longer face this misery.
But the Lord, in his wisdom and compassion, provided help.
Assemble for me 70 of the elders of Israel, men you know to be elders and authorities among the people. I will take some of the spirit that is on you and bestow it on them, so that they will share the burden of the people with you. You will not have to bear it alone. Then God promised he would give the people what they asked for, meat, but it would be not for a day, or 2 days, or 5, or 10, or 20, but for a whole month, until it would come out of their nostrils and become loathsome to them.
600,000 foot soldiers are here, and you say, I will give them meat for a whole month. Even if flocks and herds were slaughtered for them, would they have enough?
Is there a limit to the Lord's power? You shall see whether or not what I have promised will happen to you.
Moses went out and conveyed the Lord's words to the people. He gathered the 70 elders, and the Lord descended in the cloud. He took some of the spirit that was upon Moses and bestowed it upon the elders. And as the Spirit came to rest on them, they prophesied, though they did not continue doing so. 2 men, Eldad and Medad, had remained in the camp. The Spirit also rested on them, and they prophesied where they were.
Moses, my lord, stop them.
Are you jealous for my sake? Would that all the people of the Lord were prophets? Would that the Lord might bestow his Spirit on them all?
Then the Lord sent a wind that drove quail in from the sea. They fell around the camp in great heaps, about 2 cubits, 3 feet deep all around the camp, as far as a day's journey in every direction. The people stayed up all that day and night and all the next day, gathering quail, each one collecting at least 10 homers. They spread them out all around the camp to dry. But while the meat was still between their teeth, before it could be chewed, the anger of the Lord blazed forth again. He struck the people with a very great plague, because they had rejected him and given themselves over to craving. That place was called Kibroth-hattaavah, meaning the graves of craving, for there they buried the people who had craved the meat. From Kibroth-hattaavah the Israelites journeyed on to Hazeroth, and there they remained. This chapter is a sober reminder that ingratitude and craving for what God has not given can bring judgment. Yet even in anger, the Lord showed compassion, providing leaders to help Moses and proving that nothing is impossible for him.